and HD.
I'm having an adventure in your backyard.
It's good to be making progress towards Land's End. The weather's been getting progressively worse. These hills are killing me. I think I've lost the path.
I want to vomit.
Oh!
Shut up, legs. Did not think this through at all.
Get the full story in Sean Conway Running Britain. Starts Thursday, 25th of June, only on Discovery.
This time on Turbo Pickers,
This is all the money I've got as well. So if it's any more than that, I can't do it.
we fall in love with a French beauty.
This could be a lot of things, couldn't it?
Yeah, it's got a lot of potential, this has.
Fixing and flipping a Citroen H-Fan leaves us clutching our hearts and our wallets.
Found out what it's going to cost, but it's about the national debt of Guatemala.
Adam and I spotted an unloved VW Polo, which has profit written all over it.
All right, Dave.
And Dave looks a gift horse in the mouth.
Got to admit, it's a cracking little starter classic, isn't it?
I forgot to admit that.
Oh, that is interesting.
I'm Paul Cowland, and I've spent my whole life in the motor trade, making money from cars.
We will take this car away today.
Dave Southall is my business partner. He's a genius mechanic, and with his oily sidekick Adam, there's nothing he can't fix. We pick, fix up, and sell anything automotive. We make cash turning rusty rejects into magnificent motors.
She's not bad at all. You've got to say, for a car that we rescued from a scrapyard, this handles really well.
Dave and I are roaring through the roads of rural East Riding. We're on a hunt for cheap cars that I can buy, Dave can do up, and I can sell for a nice profit.
What are we looking for? Tractors?
Yeah. Actually, I quite fancy doing a tractor. Well, Porsche used to make tractors, and they're very collectible. Yeah, there's a Porsche tractor you can get, and Lamborghini. That's how he started.
Sadly, I doubt there's anyone in Yorkshire with an old Porsche tractor to sell. But I have heard tell there's a guy around here that deals in knackered old French vans, which is interesting because the market for retro trucks is going up and up.
Whoa.
What's that? Little Citroen H van, cherry picker version.
Bingo! The rumours are true.
I've never seen a cherry picker.
Well, yeah, I haven't either. Citroen H fan. That's as cool as, isn't it? Do you reckon it works?
That is moving.
Is it?
Look, it's coming off the...
Oh, it is as well.
Ooh.
Don't break it, Dave. Don't break it.
We haven't bought it. Put it back down.
Put it back.
This Citroen H-Van cherry picker was used by an electricity company, presumably to mend streetlights. It's too much of a specialist vehicle to be easily fixed and flipped, but a standard H-Van restoration could be really interesting. These vehicles are super trendy, and done up, H-Vans command high prices.
Oh, look at Dave. Check it out.
Ooh, it's a bit of a graveyard.
Oh, my word. I can't believe it.
that's
How many's he got?
Time was you couldn't throw a baguette in France without hitting an H-Van. Built after the war, the design was inspired by the angular, corrugated German Junkers airplane. Citroën cleverly made it a front-wheel drive, so there was no bulky drive shaft running back to the rear axle. This meant they could put in a low floor to create a massive rear cabin. They were used widely by everyone from farmers to firemen. The H-Van is a real French icon, which is why it's still sought after.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, mate.
Hiya.
Hope you don't mind us just popping in on spec. We just saw you had the cherry picker for sale, but looks like you've got quite a few.
Oh, we have, yeah.
I'm Paul.
Hi, I'm Phil.
Nice to meet you, Phil.
Dave.
Okay, how Dave?
Mate, can we come and have a look around? Is that all right?
Yeah.
You're doing a bit of a catering van conversion here?
Yeah, that's what we do. We're caterers. We do mobile catering at shows and events.
Well, these little H vans, they're something different, aren't they?
Oh,
so
yeah.
they're going to get the attraction, and they're perfect for catering vans because there's not much inside them, is there really?
Look at the wheels on that. Proper Carlos Fandangos on that one, look.
That's lovely.
Yeah, this is one we've converted for ourselves.
So what sort of work's involved in getting one of these? Not totally restored, but, you know, as a workable vehicle.
These panels unlock and slide out. They're readily available in steel and fiberglass.
Most of the panels are available?
Oh,
Is
yes,
that all of them?
yes.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
This is music to my ears. If all the panels can be easily replaced, all we need is a van that's mechanically and structurally sound.
How much does something like this go for, then?
When it's finished, I would think 20, 25 grand.
That's right, he said 20 to 25 grand. Now, I'm trying to look cool, but I've got the sound of cash tills ringing in my ears.
But that yard of stuff you got there, Phil, is there stuff in there for sale?
Some of it's for sale, yeah. Help yourself if you want to have a look.
Paul, Coco van.
No. Between 1947 and 1981, Citroën made just under 500,000 H-fans in 5 different models. Neither the design nor the engines changed much over time, but there were a few subtle differences.
I like this stuff. This is the pre-64 stuff, so you've got the split front window as well. These early ones got this beautiful corrugated top, where the later ones, it's a different style. You've got a much nicer grille on these. You've got the split window on the pre-64 ones. I think these are much, much cooler.
My favourite bit is how these are held up.
You can put your socks on there, dry them out. Spend, no spend. It works though, doesn't it?
Look at that.
It's a washing line.
Genius.
The corrugated effect wasn't just for show.
Not the prettiest though, is it?
After the Second World War, metal was scarce, so the panels had to be wafer thin. The corrugation gave them added strength. Sadly, it didn't do anything to combat rust.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, dear me.
Can you get in?
Yeah, but I don't want to tread on that.
A lot of these vans are owned by farmers, and when they broke down, they were more likely to take them to the blacksmiths than the mechanics.
Someone's done a well-dodgy repair on it here. They just pot-roofed a piece over the top.
That's definitely got a pig nose, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's also missing something else, mate.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of fundamentally difficult to make that one go.
I love these trucks, but they're in a right old state. Even if the panels can be easily replaced, the vans we've seen so far are just too far gone for a quick restoration job.
These look all right, Dave. These are the horse boxes, aren't they?
These Batailleres, or beast carriers, were one of the biggest models that Citroën made.
Dave, think about this for conversion. Half of it's done. It's got the high roof, got massive amounts of space in the back, all the framework's there, and this one's really quite nice.
Ooh, dear me, Paul.
Well, what's up?
You don't want to look in here, mate.
Was it bad? Oh, yeah.
Tread very carefully.
This van looks like it spent decades trundling around the French countryside carrying horses. And all that heavy-duty heaving has taken its toll on the floor. But floors can be fixed.
You've got, what, 6 foot 7 headroom height. You've probably got 8.5, 9 feet of length. You could run a huge counter down here on one side. You've got room for a fridge. You've got room for a range. Don't you think, though? This could be a lot of things, couldn't it?
Yeah, it's got a lot of potential, this has.
Before we get carried away, I need to see what 40-odd years of bouncing around fields has done to the underside.
Dave, what's it like under there? Is it très bien or is it quelle horreur?
What's French for a lot of rust?
I don't know. Beaucoup de rust.
Yeah, in that case, it's definitely beaucoup de rust. There's a bit of a hole in the chassis member here.
Is it, like, sensibly fixable, though? Are we like weeks and weeks or days and days? Days and days I can live with, but weeks and weeks I can't.
Days and days.
All right, mate.
I would go days.
Doesn't put me off.
This has got real potential, but there's a ton of work to do on the body. To compensate, we need a sweet, trouble-free engine.
Dark in there.
Ready? Oh, it's turning. Oh, a bit of spark coming from down there. Carry on, sir, carry on.
Oh.
Must have turned, isn't it? It's not C's, anyway.
Some of the old ones used to have a hand primer, didn't they? So you can do a little bit of pumping just to get a bit of fuel into the carburettor. Come on, baby.
Oh, that didn't sound so good.
The starter motor's pulling so much current from the battery
Yeah.
that it's just blown out every time. That starter motor is knackered.
Is it?
Yeah.
A new starter motor would cost £250, but I know I can get this one professionally reconditioned for just 50.
What, are you going to try and start it with that?
Who needs a starter motor when you've got a hand crank?
Okay?
Yeah.
I haven't started an engine like this in years.
I'm not doing it. You're the mechanic. That's not 500 quid off. Well, I just have to factor that into the negotiation deal. And that.
This is far from ideal. We can't start the engine, and until we can get it up on the lift, we can't really see what we're working with.
The guard dogs are good.
But on the upside, Dave is convinced that the engine isn't seized. Now, these vans are highly sought after, and the potential markup is huge.
We thought we were coming out of the rain.
Yeah, it's not nice today, is it?
Mate, there's some fantastic stuff in that yard, isn't there?
Oh, yeah.
Time to bargain on the Betailleur.
So how much would you like for it?
£5 grand.
There's a lot of work there, Dave, isn't there? Particularly underneath. I'm thinking more 3,250. How does that grab you?
No chance. No way.
OK, mate, well, let's try and bridge the gap a little bit, then. Tell me where I need to be.
Well, £4.5 grand.
Phil's a tough one. I had a feeling he'd play hardball. But I have a tactic that never fails in situations like this. A wad of good, honest, hard-earned cash dangled right under his nose.
Every penny I have with me is in this envelope, and I'll tell you, it's £4 grand. So if £4 grand, Phil, and it always helps to look at it, doesn't it? If £4 grand is any good to you, would you sell me a van? Would you shake my hand at £4 grand?
Yeah. Go on.
Thanks, Phil.
Write me up. Ah, the magic of cold, hard cash.
Do I need to count it?
Yeah, I would.
Dave checked it.
Now, £4 grand may appear a little steep for a dilapidated van, but after parts and labour, we could be looking at a £10 grand profit.
Oh, it's moving.
I feel a land speed record in the offing here. Come on, man, put your back into it.
What just happened? I can't quite find the words to describe.
With Sky Broadband Unlimited, it's just a 12-month contract. Unlimited broadband that's also super reliable. Switching to Sky is easy with our dedicated Switch Squad. And you can join for £3.75 a month. Now there's a reason to party. Call 08442 410 240 or search Sky Broadband. Sky. Believe in better.
Imagine a credit card that gives you real financial freedom. You can choose a payment date that suits you. There's a manageable credit limit and no annual fee. A card that can help you rebuild your credit rating. The Aqua Classic credit card gives you that freedom. Aqua will try responsibly to say yes, whatever your circumstances, even if you've been turned down for credit in the past or if you're on a low income. So apply online today at aquacard.co.uk. Representative 35.9% APR variable. 18 years and over, subject to status. Terms and conditions apply.
At Secret Escapes, you can get up to 70% off luxury hotels. Keep that to yourself. Even the best hotels don't want empty beds. That's strictly between us. Secret Escapes handpick their hotels and guarantee their members the best rates.
Who are you talking to, darling?
No one. Shh, quick, go! Join the worst kept secret in luxury travel. Secret Escapes.
You're Sam, right?
Yes.
Winston Wolfe. Don't get up. So you're a landlord now. A property magnate. A player.
It's just my wife's old flat.
But you've taken out direct line landlord insurance, right? After all, they guarantee they won't be beating our price.
I didn't know that.
Prize plum.
Sorry?
It goes well with Magnolia.
Don't think all used car warranties are the same, because they're most definitely not. That's why I personally designed this one to be what I believe is the best in the UK. Warranty-Wise do lots of things differently. Unlike other warranty firms, we openly publish online exactly how much we pay out in car repairs. Not all warranty companies want to tell you that. Get a quote now. Call 0800 001 4550 or go to warrantywise.co.uk.
Delivery!
Ooh, great.
Delivery!
Just in time.
Delivery!
Perfect.
Can I ask how you can afford to buy all these amazing products?
I'm bidding on madbid.com. They're an online auction site where you can get brand new products with discounts of up to 80% off retail.
So, will I be delivering a brand new car tomorrow then?
Maybe. They auction cars too.
What was that site again?
Madbid.com.
Every man needs to be tested through nature. My oldest sons will be on their own this winter. Total immersion in wilderness.
This is the first time doing this big adventure.
Oh, look out!
And all I can imagine is that it could be their last.
Sons of Winter starts Tuesday at 10, only on Discovery.
Ever since I was a boy, I was obsessed with speed. I am a speed freak. I'm going to risk everything because this is what I was born to do.
Idris Elba takes on his toughest role yet.
This is no act.
Idris Elba, No Limits. Starts Monday the 6th of July, only on Discovery.
I've just done a cracking deal on a 2-litre Citroen HVAC. I want Dave and his oily other half ads to convert this beast into a fashionable catering wagon that I can flog for 15 grand plus.
Bonjour, mon ami.
Oh,
where's the wine and cheese? Ça va? What do you think? Oh my God.
It's a thing, isn't it?
I've only given 4 grand for it as well.
Is it all complete?
Yeah.
I like it, I do.
Well, you've seen what these can make. You know when they're done as a full mobile takeaway?
Oh, it's just lush. It's a nice idea.
It does turn over, but the starter motor is...
Right, OK.
It nearly started.
What's French for broken? Knackered.
Yeah.
OK. That's getting a bit cheesy now.
Ready, ads?
Okay, ads!
If you let a bit of rust put you off buying an old vehicle, you'd end up never buying one.
Good.
The question is how much rust. And it's hard to tell until you jack her up and start hacking away at it.
That's it. Let it roll. Gently. If it rolls.
Every vehicle has jack points. Generally, 4 flat areas on the bottom of the chassis close to the wheels.
Tetanus car.
These are where you place the jack when changing a flat tyre. On the garage lift, we use all 4 jack points at once.
You got the nipply thing?
Come on, boys, I'll have this up by now.
But I'm struggling to find jack points, or indeed any points, on our rusty chassis strong enough to take the van's weight.
There's no floor at all.
Go on then, lift it up and I'll have a look at what's going on here. Hold on!
Whoa, whoa,
down.
whoa, whoa, whoa! Bring it down, Az. That's sounding very expensive.
It's this
Yeah,
front
it's
one
going
here.
straight for the floor, mate. Whoa.
You know what? There isn't anything on here.
Can't jack it.
I'm all right on this back one here, but it's the front.
That didn't sound good, though, did it?
The jack points are so rusted, they're cracking every time we try to lift the van.
So hold on a sec.
If it gives way while the van's in the air, it could crush Adam. And, worse still, bend the chassis.
OK. Bit more.
Eventually, we find 4 points strong enough, we hope, to take the weight.
Well, you can tell the lift's feeling this.
Oh, mate.
This is time to learn some French swear words, isn't it? Well, I'll leave you to it, boys.
Where do you start?
Have you had a tetanus shot?
I can't quite find the words to describe.
What just happened?
No, mate.
This isn't the floor of a van with a bit of rust. This is rust pretending to be the floor of a van.
Basically, this floor was absolutely rotten, and instead of repairing it, someone just put another floor, but just plated it from the inside, didn't they?
Yeah.
But the flaky floor could be the least of our worries.
This is horrible. You see what someone's done here? See this the big steel plate from there to there, right? And then there's one that goes from there to there. That's just bolted through. It's not welded to the chassis anywhere.
Mate.
It looks like the central part of the chassis must have rotted through years ago. And rather than replace it, there's been an agricultural bodge job with a big T-shaped piece of steel.
Oh, God, you know all these bolts here, these ones, they're not going through the new floor at all anywhere, are they?
No, it's the old floor.
I mean, they're not attached to anything anymore. Wow. And the danger is, if we take off this T-section, the whole chassis will just fall apart.
It's just a big job.
Time to strip away the rubbish and see how much is left. First, the easy bit. Off come the rusty panels to give us more light and room to work. Now it's time to hack away at that strange added floor, sitting on top of the real one. The strength and integrity of the H-fan depended on a strong chassis onto which a sturdy floor was bolted.
That's the original floor.
No, that was the original floor. We need to assess the extent of the mess, which means the floor has to come up.
What if it's something solid? Or maybe not.
I think Moneybags needs a wake-up call.
Paul! This looks terrible, I've got to say. This looks way worse than I thought it was. Well, how bad?
The chassis disappeared. It's just rotten. The thing you're standing on, the rear axle...
It's the best bit.
I don't know how it's holding on there, though. I wouldn't do that too many times, mate, literally. Yeah, we can't repair this.
This is not good, fellas, is it?
We've been in better situations, haven't we?
I didn't think it was that much work. You know what, guys? I think this is the worst car we've ever bought by a country mile. We'll pay for $4 grand. That's about $3.5 grand too much, isn't it? Lord. I think. The easy way to get out of this mess is to split this for bits. Frame, cab, doors, engine, gearbox. We might get our $4 grand back that way.
Trouble is, if we split it, like you said, it's breaking even.
Yeah.
And that's not including the work we'd have to do in splitting it.
Yeah, which is quite a lot.
Yeah. Or we try to rescue it. Just build an entirely new chassis.
From scratch?
We just build...
Two main rails?
Yep, two main rails, just a ladder chassis going straight back. We leave tyre body as it is.
Yeah.
Chop out all the chassis rails, take out the rear axle.
Strengthen that back end and just make it one solid back box.
It'd look exactly the same from the outside.
I like it, just do it. We're going to need more coffee.
Yeah, lots more coffee.
OK, so there's a problem with the H-fan. But if we didn't have problems, we wouldn't need Dave. And we'd have to send him back to the circus.
Come on, Ads.
So Ads and I leave Dave doing what he does best and head off to make some quick cash. This H-fan is going to take time and money. So we need something quick and simple to flip to help cover costs. We're heading for Lanks Salvage in Blackburn. The place is a kind of elephant's graveyard of bailiff seizures and insurance write-offs. There's an eccentric assortment of stuff here, but if you know what to look for, you can pick up some gems.
All right, mate.
Morning.
How are you?
All good. How are you doing?
Well, we've got the sunshine for starters, that's
We have, haven't we? Yeah, yeah.
Bossman Chris is a good sort, but a tough old haggler.
You okay?
Thank you, thank you. Do you want to have a look around, mate?
Absolutely fine, yeah. Give me a shout when you see what you fancy.
Thank you very much. See what you can find, Dad. See what you can find.
Wow.
What we need is a cheap and cheerful classic which has plenty of charm and is in near perfect nick. Then we just clear out the glove compartment and stick a price in the windscreen.
Oh! Oh!
Have a look at this.
You beauty! Ta-da! VW Polo Coupe.
This Polo Coupe isn't actually a coupe, it's a hatchback. But the marketing boys at Volkswagen thought coupe sounded better. So here we are. And who was going to argue when they had a beefcake like Jeff Capes on the payroll?
It's built so well, it's unlikely to drop much in value.
The Polo is marriage material. Not the sexiest thing out there, but utterly dependable. These were tough little cars, and when you're shopping in a scrapyard, tough is good.
So you're on 63,000 though?
Really?
Mm-hmm. That car looks so good.
The Polo reminds me of Dave. It's simple, but reliable. But more than that, the humble Polo has now become retro chic.
So just try and crank it. Yeah! Straight away.
Straight away.
It's a Volkswagen. It's only everything in life.
This car will never die. It will keep going and going and going.
Running a bit rough, but...
Yeah, it's a little bit rough, but looking at the fuel filter, it's brand, you know what I mean? So, fresh fuel in it, give it a bit of a service.
She smokes a little bit, but, you know, look on how much money, how much do I need to spend to get this really nice?
You know, like the bodywork, it's clean and straight all round. It's just labour for detailing this, all there. It's done 63,000
really?
miles.
So, hey, whoa, just hold up. So you're saying no money, just time?
Yeah, elbow grease.
Well, now I'm very excited because I think this car will make out to the thick end of £2 all day long, don't you reckon?
Easy.
Who doesn't want to buy a 63,000 mile Polo Coupe?
Chris?
Hey, mate, you said to give you a shout if we found something that we quite liked.
What have you found?
This lovely little Polo. Tell me about this one, fella.
It came in, I think, from one of the insurance companies.
Can I ask you how much you want for it, mate?
Is there a price in the windscreen?
No, there isn't.
OK, on this one, we could take somewhere around $5.95 for it.
OK, well, I don't think that's out of the way. I think the car's very, very nice.
What would you like to offer? Make me an offer I can't refuse, and we'll see if we can work with it.
Chris's asking price is actually pretty fair, and he knows it. So there's not much point in me trying to batter him down. I'll just try and shave a little bit off.
Well, if you don't think I'm being rude, normally I'd haggle really hard, but as I say, I think the car's very nice. Would you take 500 quid off me today?
I will. Go on, then.
You a
bargain. Job done, mate.
A bit of spit and polish, and I'll shift this Polo for 1,500 quid or more.
I love that car.
It's nice.
So I found out what it's going to cost, but it's about the national debt of Guatemala.
There you go. That's your travel money and insurance. Enjoy your holiday.
Feel good before you go. Award-winning travel money and insurance at the post office. Life sorted.
Sure you don't mind if I eat this cheesecake? Food envy can be tough.
Not at all, because I have this strawberry cheesecake flavour yoghurt. It's deliciously indulgent. Fat-free and 60 calories. But yeah, I know what you mean. Food envy is tough.
Weight Watchers yogurts. Outsmart temptation.
Don't think all used car warranties are the same, because they're most definitely not. That's why I personally designed this one to be what I believe is the best in the UK. Warranty-Wise do lots of things differently. Unlike other warranty firms, we openly publish online exactly how much we pay out in car repairs. Not all warranty companies want to tell you that. Get a quote now. Call 0800 001 4550 or go to warrantywise.co.uk.
Sometimes your life changes and you need to borrow money quickly. With Sunny Loans, there are no fees to pay, just interest on the amount you borrow. When the money's transferred to your account, there's no fee. If you want to pay back earlier, there's no fee. And if you need to pay back a few days late, there's no fee. Discover sunny.co.uk today, the flexible way to borrow from £100.
Life insurance can be a bit of a nightmare. But Beagle Street is different. A simple, friendly life insurance service online.
Hello, Roger. Little back rub?
For life insurance reborn, go to beaglestreet.com today.
There's a new discovery over every horizon with Thompson Cruises. Book today for a 7-day Caribbean adventure on board Thompson Dream, sailing from Jamaica from just $9.99 per person, with tips included. Discover the pure white sands of Jamaica, the salsa bars and vintage cars of Havana, and the cosmopolitan colors of Mexico. Visit your local Thompson store or call us today to book winter sailings from just $9.99 per person. Thompson Cruises. Discover your smile. Atoll protected.
You said Lidl's were tasty, with an equally tasty price. So with over a 20% saving, isn't it time you shopped a little smarter?
This is the button that could start the journey to a firmer, flatter stomach from 4 weeks. Slender Tone. Start here.
This would fill most people with anxiety.
I'm going to feast them on their worst nightmare.
It's pitch black. Keep going.
I've given up.
Lie.
Can Bear Grylls help ordinary people face their greatest fears?
If you've got any demons, this is where you're going to find them.
Or will the wilderness break them?
This is maybe a bridge too far.
I'm going to kill you!
It's going to take him to his breaking point.
Bear Grylls Breaking Point, Wednesday at 9, only on Discovery and HD.
I'm having an adventure in your backyard.
It's good to be making progress towards Land's End. The weather's been getting progressively worse. These hills are killing me. I think I've lost the path.
I want to vomit.
Oh!
Shut up, legs. Did not think this through at all.
Get the full story in Sean Conway Running Britain. Starts Thursday, 25th of June, only on Discovery.
Ads and I are back from a salvage yard with a £500 VW coupe ready to flip. A quick facelift and service, and that should be another grand towards fixing up our romantic but rotten Citroën H-Van. This money-guzzling French farce needs nothing less than a new chassis, new floor, panels, starter motor, and respray. Ouch.
Right, Dave.
Please say this is a runner.
When was the last time you saw a Polo Coupe, particularly an S? It's rare, and it's a low-cost ticket into cool Volkswagen ownership. All the kids that want a Mark II Golf and can't get one is this. This is why we've bought it. Everybody wants a Mark II Golf. They're two and a bit grand now.
So what you're saying, we should see the back of this quick?
Yeah, wash, a wipe, and a little service maybe as well.
Come on then. Quick.
Yeah.
The H-Van chassis is so dodgy we can't risk it on the lift again, so we're having to use an inspection pit. For all the problems with ours, I can't help admiring the H-Van. Not only is it as French as Brigitte Bardot and Camembert, but they were making them for over 30 years, so they must have been doing something right. Oh, to make the engine as easy as possible to fix, they mounted it, together with the front suspension, on its own frame, which can be wheeled out of the truck. To do that, we need to remove 2 long bolts that link the engine and the chassis.
Stupid piece of...
What could be more simple?
That's the sucker.
A bit of ratcheting, out come the long connecting rods.
Well, that's a thing, isn't it?
And then out comes your 2-litre engine.
It's going to be as tight as a gnat.
Yeah, man.
Now that the engine's out, we can see exactly what condition the front end of the chassis is in.
It looks terrible for me, Dave.
It looks absolutely awful.
Absolutely terrible.
I thought the big job was going to be making a new chassis for the back, but I reckon the big job is going to be repairing all this section here so that we've got something to weld our new chassis to. Because all this here is rotten, isn't it?
The front cross member of a vehicle is used to support the engine or transmission, and also to help the chassis rigidity. This one is beyond repair. The tubes that house the engine bolts are good, so they just need a quick clean. We are going to replace the chassis cross member with a length of box frame steel. The bolt tubes are welded directly to the new cross member. And then, for added strength, we've got some 3mm steel that we are welding to each tube and the frame. We've now got a solid structure we can weld the rest of the chassis to. It seems Paul's also broken a sweat.
There you go. It's not bad for a quick tickle, is it?
It's looking better than it was.
I mean, it's not going to win any prizes, but you've got to admit, it's a cracking little starter classic, isn't it?
I forgot to admit that.
Yeah.
OK.
But, you know, it's easy on the eye, and that's more than can be said for both of us.
Dave, as usual, fails to see the bigger picture. This Polo is going to help me with the H-Van's additional restoration costs, which are mounting.
All right, so what do we need? Most of the body panels are actually all right, so it's more service bits we need. Right, here we go. Right, ignition, we need that. It's going to cost a blessed fortune, I can tell already. Right, spark plugs, 15 quid. Body panels, yes, we do need those. Fiberglass panels, 8 by 4 foot. So panels, we need 3 of those.
Clutch. We probably do need a clutch, actually, if we've got the engine out. So that's 250 for a cover and a plate.
Fellas, I've got some good news and some bad news. Well, I've been on the internet, and after I cleared Adam's history off, I went and looking for Citroen parts. So I've found out what it's going to cost, but it's about the national debt of Guatemala. It's serious. And the bad news is I can't get any panels for that wing. You have to make that or fix it. That's the bad news. Yeah, by the time we've done wheel arches, brakes, master cylinders, starter motors, a service kit, ignition kit, belts, a stainless steel exhaust system, which looks very nice, and the nice, sexy fiberglass panelling, thick end of £2 so we are in a hole. Well, you are actually in a hole, to be fair.
Money, well, that's Paul's problem right now. I've got to build the rest of the chassis. The chassis is like the skeleton of a car, providing structural support and an anchoring point for all other components, like suspension arms and the engine. The chassis we'll be building is called a ladder frame, because that's exactly what it looks like. It's one of the oldest chassis designs and has stood the test of time. The one weakness of a ladder frame chassis is that it can twist over time. To stop this happening, I'm strengthening the corners with triangles of steel called gussets. One lick of paint later, and we have an H-Van chassis good as new.
How's it going, fellas?
Well, we got a new chassis.
I can't believe the work you've done on this. This is so much better than it would have ever had when it was original, though, isn't it? All this gusseting you've done as well. I like a good gusset.
We all do.
Yeah.
This is one of the words.
It looks really strong. A lot stronger than the original, to be fair. Dave has excelled himself, but he does look like he needs a break. I'm going scavenging for some stuff, so I'm going to take him along. I know a great place in Nottingham, really old school, that works on all manner of old cars. The guy that runs it, Tony, is a carburettor whisperer, and it's a fantastic place to pick for stuff.
Yeah, have a look round. Have a look round. See if you've seen anything you fancy.
Yeah, I've seen an MJ that I fancy. I probably can't afford that. Cheers, mate.
The lines on this car are beautiful, the curves. It's just fantastic.
You see, Dave, I think this is when MG were at their height. This is when they were a proper sports car maker. We can't afford it, Dave.
No, but you can still look at it.
You can. You can look and admire. Right, what are we looking for? Bits. Stuff. It's an old Red X tin. Yeah, it's a Red X dispenser. That's awesome. Does it still work? Yeah.
Judging by that,
something's going to come out in a minute.
The enthusiasts are going to be into that. What would they pay for it, do you reckon?
Not massive amounts. I mean, it's not mint, but it is really usable.
Check that out.
Well, they're definitely not using that, are they?
Wood mill motor tyres.
This foot pump needs work, but it's a seriously nice piece. It's an artifact from the early days of motoring, and when you think about it, it's at the forefront of the technology of the time. This is the only way you could have pumped your tyre up back in the 1920s.
If you compare it with a modern foot pump, which are just pressed steel ones and all the rest of it, I mean, that's got some proper weight to it, that, hasn't it?
Stunning quality, isn't it? It's got a big cast bit on the bottom.
Yeah.
That all slides up. It'd be nice to get that working again, don't you think?
It's a lovely thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Should we buy that?
Put it on the pile.
Put it on the pile. Now, that is nice. Carpole the car polish, and there is a tin of carpole to go with it.
Anything in it?
Yeah, it's full. Little smell that's never been opened for however many years.
You're letting the genie out of the bottle now, though.
Oh, it's got...
Is it still sealed?
Yeah, it's still sealed. That's definitely never been used, has it? Would it still work, I wonder? Probably all separated out.
Would you trust it on your paintwork after all these years?
You wouldn't, would you? It's a shame the tin's deteriorated so much. I mean, that's not worth much at all, really, other than the fact it's partnered with that.
But that's what I mean. In someone's garage, if they've got a nice old car, to have that on the wall and actually have a tin of the polish as well, it's just lovely.
But that is worth a few quid, to be fair.
And it's double-sided.
Oh, it's double-sided. I like there being a swinging sign then, probably.
Yeah, because there's no holes on the bottom.
No. That is nice. Every boy's storybook, Dave. I like the cover, don't you? Very Brooklands-esque,
Yeah, I
don't
was
you
going
think?
to say bank track.
Yeah.
Old books always interest me because you never know what you're going to find inside. It's really interesting with the storybook that the cover art, the car, is what they used to draw the kids in. But that image is so powerful, the Brooklands bank track. They knew they'd sell a few copies on that alone. Fantastic find.
Oh, some old brochures. Austin 7, now they are worth a few quid, the Austin 7 brochures. They're getting quite collectible now. But my mum used to have a 1937 Ruby, which is very, very similar to that. Cracking little cars, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
I love the prices.
In
You
the
can still get one for that.
118 quid, look.
All car brochures are interesting, but some car brochures are interesting and valuable. The Austin brochure, because of its beautiful condition and content, is worth anywhere north of 120 quid to the right collector.
Tony, would you sell these as a job lot, mate? Because I really, really like this kind of stuff.
What was you thinking of?
Well, I mean, that one to me, that's probably worth kind of 50, 60 quid, that one, and then kind of like a tenner each for the rest of them. Shall we just say a one for the whole lot?
One for the whole lot?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Go on.
Sounds good.
Thanks, mate.
Cool.
Excellent. Dave, look what we've missed, mate. Now, that is awesome.
How long have you had that? That's been there forever.
Really?
When we moved in 1970, it's been there 70 years before that, I think.
Wow. Is it a real one, or is it repro?
Oh, no, it's a real one.
They were clocks made in the style of the petrol pump tops, weren't they? Because Power Petrol got bought out by BP and Shell, basically.
All right.
And that whole brand got dropped somewhere in the 60s. That's an awesome thing.
That is very nice, isn't it?
It is. It's in lovely condition as well, isn't it?
Would you part with it?
It's expensive.
Something like this is a higher value item. This could easily fetch 800 quid, and Tony knows it. So I'm going to have to spend a few hundred quid to buy it. But if I can get it for 400 or 500 quid, there's still a great profit in it.
But seriously, mate, what would you take for it?
It's got to be worth £500.
That's a bit steep. But if I buy a few other bits today, if I gave you 400 quid today...
Today in pound notes?
Yeah.
I could be tempted at 450.
It is the nicest one I've seen. Go on, 450 quid.
Deal.
Cheers, Tony. But, so I'm thinking, what I'd like to pay 100 for the sign, and a 50 quid for that little collection of bottles, and so 20 quid for the foot pump, so 170 quid. Will you have a deal with me at that?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that was too easy.
That was too easy, yeah.
Thank you very much. Cheers, mate. Go on then, Dave, give us a lift. It's not heavy, I just don't want to drop it.
Nice little purchases. But Dave needs to get back to the garage. There's a van needs building.
Right, are we ready?
Yes.
First go?
Attention. Go on, then.
When I was a cat, I always felt tied down. But now I'm a dog. I'm free!
Free your phone with a smarter deal on O2 SIM only from £8.50 a month and discover a world of tickets, offers and experiences. On top of your minutes, text and data, plus access to over 10,000 O2 Wi-Fi hotspots. Discover the SIM that's right for you. Be more dog. Search O2 SIM only.
We're doing research into why people buy these big-name products over, supermarket's own. Try each of these cheeses, and then you tell me which one you prefer. So this is Cathedral City.
Like that?
This is Lidl's own.
Yes, Sophia, no more cheese, baby.
You prefer Cathedral City. It's number one for you,
That's
is
the
it?
number one for me.
Would you be shocked if I told you that's Lidl?
Well, you caught me with that then.
Is it? Love Lidl.
Boss, it's in the mind, it was.
It's all in the mind.
Save over 20% when you shop a little smarter.
Delivery!
Ooh, great.
Delivery!
Just in time.
Delivery!
Perfect.
Can I ask how you can afford to buy all these amazing products?
I'm bidding on madbid.com. They're an online auction site where you can get brand new products with discounts of up to 80% off retail.
So, will I be delivering a brand new car tomorrow then?
Maybe. They auction cars too.
What was that site again?
Madbid.com.
Gums are the foundations that hold your teeth in place. That's why your dentist checks them. Keeping them healthy means keeping your teeth strong for longer. For healthy gums, add Listerine to your oral care routine. Listerine works below the gum line and penetrates bacteria layers, removing up to 97% of bacteria left behind after brushing to help protect against gum disease taking hold. Strong teeth start with healthy gums. Try Listerine Total Care today.
We're still doing it.
For over 20 years now.
We still do it.
We've even done it with neighbours.
We still do it.
In fact, we're going to do it right now.
With Teletext Holidays.
Like millions of others, these people have been going away with Teletext Holidays for years, and they're still doing it. We've got thousands of great value holidays from £199 per person. Come on, visit teletextholidays.co.uk today at All Protected.
At GoDaddy, we help small business owners like you
Take the next step and get their businesses online.
We have the right tools at great prices.
And we're here with free 24/7 customer support to assist every step of the way.
Right now, get a domain name, website, and business email for just £1 per month.
Having a website is critical to getting new customers.
So if you want help getting your business online,
call or visit GoDaddy now and get a domain name, website, and business email for just £1 per month.
Join Jackpot Joy today and get your hands on our blue balls.
the tagline is, Pounds to pocket, we're here for you.
Anyone else?
Find out more at poundstopocket.co.uk.
Imagine a credit card that gives you real financial freedom. You can choose a payment date that suits you. There's a manageable credit limit and no annual fee. A card that can help you rebuild your credit rating. The Aqua Classic credit card gives you that freedom. Aqua will try responsibly to say yes, whatever your circumstances, even if you've been turned down for credit in the past or if you're on a low income. So apply online today at aquacard.co.uk. Representative 35.9% APR variable. 18 years and over, subject to status. Terms and conditions apply.
When my van's off the road, I'm not working. So what am I gonna do? His van's off the road, he's not working. So it's time he got something new.
Vanarama.
Vanarama, they're the ones to call.
With amazing deals like this new Ford Transit from just £179 per month.
Dave saved £224 on his car insurance.
Dave, darling, you're so money supermarket.
This year, it's going to be a bigger quota.
The faster we get it caught, the more money we make.
If you want to keep what you found, you got to be aggressive. Going in the gladiator's den.
Watch out! Strongest storm ever hit this part of the U.S.
I want those crab. I want this boat full. There's too much money at stake. Let the games begin.
Deadliest Catch returns Tuesday at 9, only on Discovery.
The Citroën CX was the last Citroën to be made before Peugeot bought the company, but will it ever be considered a classic? Paul thinks so in more Turbo Pickers on French Connection Day after the last part of the Citroën H-Van.
Dave and Ads have rescued our horror story H-Van by building a super solid replacement chassis from scratch. And I've managed to find a place to get a lot of the H-Van spares that we need.
Hello, mate. Could I speak to somebody about H-Van parts, please?
I found what appears to be an amazing Citroën H-Fan specialist in Bradford, who should be able to fix us up with new seats, panels, and a radiator. And they also seem to have a yard full of H-Fans converted into catering trucks, so we should be able to steal some ideas.
There's loads. I thought they were rare.
You, Tony?
Yep.
I'm Dave.
Hey, Dave.
Hi, Adam.
Hey, Adam.
How you doing? You all right?
Yep.
H-Fan seats are so hard to come by that you can only buy a set off Tony if you take him your old ones, which he can then recondition. This is known as service exchange. But swapping seats can wait. Tony's yard is a hive of H-Fans, and I've spotted one pretty similar to ours.
We've already sold this one. It's going to be a catering van, and it's going over to Northern Ireland.
So if this is going as a catering van, you've not, because I've just looked inside.
No, we don't do the catering conversion. We just supply the vans.
Because we thought of doing ours ready, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea. Whatever you do, it won't be right for some of the customers. Let the customer decide what they want and have it done professionally.
And you say that's the way to go with these things?
It is for us, yes, definitely.
You have just made my life so much easier.
Good. What Tony says makes sense. You don't want to fit your van with an oven if the fella that's going to buy it is going to sell ice cream. And it's less work for us. Result. Ooh, the upholstery room.
The upholstery room, yeah. And this is a pair of seats that we've got earmarked for you.
Oh, wow.
Oh, they look lush, they're nice.
They are well nice, they are, mate.
Everything an H-Fan restorer needs under one roof. Shelves and shelves of vintage Citroën parts.
There's bits everywhere.
Right, you're looking for a...
Tony has even set aside the upper wing panels and radiator Paul ordered. The ones,
yeah, that's the panel you're looking for, isn't it?
So do you get these made?
No, I buy these in Holland.
Right. 2 of them then, please.
And a radiator as well.
This is exchange as well, isn't it?
They're exchange, yeah. The problem is a lot of these things, you can't buy them new. You've got to get them repaired or record or repair them in one way or another.
Both the seats and the radiator are reconditioned. This is the way when restoring something as old and rare as an H-van. But this place is great. It's like we've died and gone to old Citroen heaven.
Tell you what, mate, I've actually enjoyed coming here. It's sort of cleared things up a bit, you know.
Now we're not fitting a kitchen, and armed with our lovely restored Citroen goodies, I'm starting to enjoy this H-van job.
So Dave and Ads tell me that it makes sense for them to do less work. Now there's a surprise. Apparently when it comes to Citroen H-van restoring, less is more.
Job number 1, grind away all remnants of rust. Number 2, angle grind out the sections where our new hatch and doors are going.
Oh, I can feel a timber moment, mate.
We knock together frames for the new back doors and the service hatch. Then we fit them to the van with rivets and hinges. Paul has bought corrugated fiberglass panels so our H-van can have the right look. But these don't come cheap at £275 per sheet, so we need to cut carefully. It's not bad here. Ads carries on around the van laying in the fiberglass. Meanwhile, I need to service the service hatch.
Never doubted it for a second. Ads, we've got to test it. If you would just like to shut it for me and see whether the angle of dangle is correct.
You really want me to shut it?
Yeah, all the way. Go on, go on, go on, go on, go on.
I don't dist.
Go on, keep going, keep going, keep going. Bear. OK. That's all right, isn't it?
That's not that bad, is it?
That's all right, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Now all I need to think about is how to secure these door hatches. Meanwhile, I've got Ads preparing the new fiberglass panels for their primer paint job.
Taking the shine off so when the paint goes onto it, it adheres to it. Otherwise, it will just come off.
I've decided to secure the service hatch using standard spring bolts. These cost a couple of quid and should do the job grand.
Just whether or not it fits.
I secure the spring locks in place using pop rivets. These are better than screws or nuts and bolts because from the outside they're tamper-proof to thieves. Very important on a food truck. And more importantly on this old beast, they're vibration-proof as well.
Completely and utterly secure. Look at that. That's grand, that.
Ads has fitted the upper wing panels we got from Tony, but Paul couldn't source the entire wing. Instead, we have got rid of the rust and filled it with body filler. Now dry, Adam can sand it back to make it flush with the rest of the wing.
What are we doing then? Rolling it outside and cleaning it before we spray it?
Dave and Ads are making great progress on the van, but so far I've spent £1,800 on Citroen spares, and my wallet is screaming for something to go in instead of coming out.
I'm sure this was Paul's job.
So I've got Adam cleaning up the Polo Coupe's engine bay, ready for me to put it back on the market.
Looks like a brand new gearbox.
I bought a set of spark plugs and an oil filter for the Polo for under a tenner. Ads has fitted these and serviced her, and she's ready to flip.
Can't do any more of that.
Our rare Mark II VW Polo Coupe S was sat lonely in a scrapyard, but all she needed was a little TLC to bring her back to her former self. I paid just 500 quid for this VW and have spent under 50 quid on parts and an MOT. This is now a good-looking car. Retro appeal today, a classic in a few years, and for some lucky punter, a cheap way into the VW Owners Club. I've taken pics showing her off to her best and listed her online for £1,700. If she sells for that, it's over £1,000 back in the kitty to offset the H-van's staggering costs. And talking of the H-van...
Ads is priming the metalwork on the van, leaving me to fit our reconditioned front seats. Now with somewhere to sit, I think we should try out our reconditioned starter motor.
Oh, will she run?
Right, are we ready?
Yes.
First go?
Tension. Go on then. Told you you'd run. Right then, now you need to work out where reverse is. Yes. Which I think is over there and up there.
This old van sounds just like an old van should. Like some growling metal monster with slightly dodgy lungs.
Hey! Nice. Well, it works.
Yeah, you do. Well, take it for a spin. Go on, see if you can do a donut. Look at that.
Hurts white driving.
It's a beauty.
You've got to be impressed.
Actually, come to think of it, this is the best bit of any build. Bringing a bit of motoring history back to life is a sweet feeling. A few finishing touches and we're ready to unveil her to Paul. Ads is giving the van its final primer paint job to bring the metalwork and fiberglass panels into line. And finally, our work is done.
Dave, what can I say, mate? C'est très magnifique.
Looks all right, doesn't it?
It looks better than all right, mate. It looks absolutely bloody brilliant. That looks so factory, doesn't it? And that's lovely at the back. That is so straight. So straight. People will sign right. You know, your hot dogs, your crepes, whatever it is.
Number plate at the top.
Number plate at the top.
Dave and Ads are like the Michelin-starred chefs of mechanics.
Oh, and it comes up on its own.
It'll go to its full height in a couple of seconds.
And this van is now every inch the catering wagon.
I'll have a hot dog, please.
Yes, no worries.
See, what I've always loved about this van, Dave, is the fact that even I can stand up in this. It's really practical, and I love the fact it's just a blank canvas. You've got room for your counter, room for your range on the back. And when we sell this van, mate, it's the chassis that's going to sell it, I think. But there can't be a single H van in the country that will drive as well as this, because it's so rigid, so rigid.
I thought our £4 H van horse box would have galloped away with any profit margin we might have had. The rust, the chassis, the expensive spares, all spelt disaster. But by using our ingenuity, refurbing parts and refining our ideas, we've managed it. The outgoings have been huge. £4 for the van, £500 for the metal chassis, around £2 for all the spares, from a reconditioned starter motor to reconditioned front seats. I estimate the total outlay is pushing £6.5 grand. But the work was worth it. We're now looking at a catering van that could fetch a cool 12 grand. So we've nearly doubled our money. I love this van. But first, the test drive.
Tell you what, mate, the brakes are interesting.
It's a vehicle of a certain age.
Oh, yeah. She runs well. It gets people smiling, doesn't it, when you drive along? It does. I tell you what, I like the way it drives. I love that gear change. It's so mechanical. Come on, old girl.
Don't think all used car warranties are the same, because they're most definitely not. That's why I personally designed this one to be what I believe is the best in the UK. Warranty-wise, do lots of things differently. Unlike other warranty firms, we openly publish online exactly how